All right, we are rolling. Team Living Fit Tribe. I am so I'm starting out with team Living Fit Tribe. We are here for our team call tonight, and I am so excited to have one of my good friends, Danny Dettra, on our call. I got to know Danny pretty well starting last year. We were both 2019 Premier Coaches together, and did some traveling together for recognition trip for that. And super cool. She had reached out to me this fall and asked to push with me when we were both feeling in a funk. So I just want to leave you there right now with saying that if you ever feel like you're stuck, if you ever feel like you're lacking momentum, do not hesitate to reach out to someone else and push with them, because it's so much more fun when you lean into the team, when you can push with someone else and rebuild that momentum. So if you missed it, Danny was on the national wake-up call this morning. She killed it. She talked about her, I think it was 6 tips on what she does. Oh, sorry. All of her tips that she does every single day to continue to build momentum in her business, and how she shows up on social media and helps knock down objections and turns no's into yeses eventually. So tonight, we asked Danny to speak on our team call about how to go beyond just Emerald. So continuing to hit Emerald over and over again after those first 2 signups that you do with people that are usually really close to you and a spouse account. So Danny, I'm just going to go ahead and kick it over to you. And we're so excited to learn from you tonight. Thanks for being here.
Yay, thank you guys so much for having me. So this is something that I'm really excited to talk about, because this has kind of exploded my team and my team's teams in the last, however, what month are we in? 6 months now. It's kind of funny because I feel like for so long I was so fixated on trying to help my coaches get to diamond. Got to get to diamond. It was like all we ever talked about. And it was just not happening for me or happening for the women on my team. And I really couldn't figure out why. And I know your larger team, Team Happy and Fit, really, really goes deep with Emerald again. And so last fall, when we missed Elite, I'm like, okay, I have to do something. I'm still pushing, even though my team somehow always flies south for the winter. Every single winter, I'm like, hello, where'd everyone go? Like, I'm still here, right? And people really give into those, oh, it's the holidays. And I'm like, shit, I don't fucking care. Like, let's go. It's Christmas. Let's get going. Okay. Like, I'm always still going, but I don't expect that of everyone. Right. But it just seems like every fall, like, the team as a whole is gone. And I'm like, okay, we're not doing this anymore. And so after we missed Elite last year, again, I am just like, I have to do something different. Like, I cannot wait till the last minute anymore. It's too stressful for me. And every year we have the points, but we never have the rank. I mean, we had 398 points last year. Like, we're doing great, right? Like, how can I help so many coaches hit Emerald and hit Success Club, but we're struggling to grow our teams? And so I started off with this idea of like, okay, we're going to start January 1 and we are all going to push to diamond. And that is what we're going to do. And as it got closer to that, I'm like, whatever it is around this word diamond, like, it stresses people out. Like, like when you turn the lights on and all the cockroaches run, like, that's my team. Like, I say diamond, everyone's like, ah, and they just like run. And I'm like, okay, we gotta like figure something out. So I took a step back and I'm like, it doesn't stress me out. But what I have found is I'm a lot different than most people in this business, right? Like, I just move forward. I just keep going. I'm a self-starter. I don't have an upline. I have nobody telling me like, hey, you should shoot for top 10. I'm like, that sounds great, right? Like, I'm just like making up these things in my head. Like, nobody's checking in on me like, hey, how your invites going, Danny? Like, nobody fucking does that for me, right? But so I know that I need to handhold my coaches a little bit more, especially women who are just starting the business. They don't have the 5 years of experience, the confidence that I have in the business. So I had to really take a step back and just in January, take it back to basics with my team. with zero intention, not even secretly hoping that they got to diamond by the end of this push group, right? So we set up an 8-week back to coach basics. I didn't even use the word push because I'm like, okay, clearly as a type 3, I am not recruiting type 3s, okay? So we just took it back to basics, literally for 8 weeks. Each week we had one thing that we did. And, you know, the first week was literally posting to our social media, posting to our challenge group. Can you post to your challenge group every day this week, right? You should be doing it every day anyways, but just going through those behaviors every single day and showing them what it means to be a coach, because everyone they're signing up is going to follow their lead. So taking it back and just helping them become the best coaches that they can be was such a game changer for our team. So I'm not going to explain the whole thing to you, but basically we checked into our boot camp one week. We posted on social media every single day, 1 week. We posted on our story every single day. And these are things you should be doing anyways, right? Like I was just assuming they were doing all their other vital behaviors on top of these things, but I just really wanted them to hone in on this focus for these weeks to get themselves in the daily habit of doing those things. But one thing that we did over that span of 8 weeks is we only posted about the team. So we on my team, which is Boss Babes, if you don't know, all roads lead to coaching. And this is something that Trina has been, you know, passing down to us since the 2018 Diamond Retreat, right? All roads lead to coaching. So you're posting about fitness, it's because you're a coach, because it's your job, right? And if you listen to my call this morning, if you didn't, I'm not mad. But what I talked about is what you talk about is what people are going to want from you. And so I have to lead from the front as that leader and do it first. And then I pave the way for my coaches to do it. So for you, you might be the leader of your team, which might just be you, your husband, and your mom. That's great. You're still the leader of your team. So you have to be brave and do these things first so that when you do start bringing on other leaders onto your team, you have these practices in place. So it's just normal for your new coaches to get started and start helping coaches. Customers are wonderful. They are amazing. I freaking love my studio. It's the Lemon Loft. It's the cutest little place on Facebook, right? Like I love my studio. But I'm not doing life with my customers. I'm doing life with my team. I'm not spending an hour every Monday night with customers. I'm doing that with my team. And I know from personal experience and from what I've seen that coaches get the best results. So that's what I'm going to talk about. That's what I'm going to offer. How many national wake-up calls or customer testimonials have you listened to that said, once I became a coach, it just clicked, right? So talking consistently about those things on my stories and to my team is helping them talk about those things on their stories and to their team and future team. So we adopted, just like your team does, the whole idea of Emerald again. So we did that 8-week boot camp. We got back to basics of what it meant to be a coach and why they should be inviting people to the coaching opportunity, right? Because over here as a customer, you get fitness, you get an accountability group, right? But over here, you get fitness, you get accountability group, but you get a team of women to support you, to lift you up. You get the ultimate accountability. So either way, you're going to get fit, but you get so much more over here. And then, hey, on top of that, you get a great savings and you have the opportunity to bring in extra income should you choose to. You don't have those opportunities as a customer, right? And a customer, I mean, what do they care, right? I spent $300 on freaking Arbonne skincare shit, right? Because that girl reached out to me to see how I'm doing with my skincare. No, she doesn't give a shit, right? She got her commission. See ya. I'm not added to a group. I'm not being checked in to see how, my skin's doing. No, right? when as coaches, like our job goes so much far beyond that transaction, making what we do really special, right? We're not pushing a product, we're pushing a lifestyle, we're pushing friendship, we're pushing support, we're pushing results. They just have to have that purchase to be a part of that. And that's fine because everything costs money, right? It's fine. Don't worry about the transaction. But they get so much more from that transaction when they sign up as a coach. As a customer, it's like, oh, well, I bought it. I never even logged into Beachbody On Demand. I sent a free trial, which God, it was so painful to send a free trial to someone. I don't do things for free. So I sent a free trial to this lady that I buy signs from on Etsy. And she's like, hey, give me your coach link. It was like one of those situations, like wasn't like I hit her up. Anyways, and I messaged her today. It's been over a week. And I'm like, hey, how are your workouts going? Right? Because I'm a coach, so I do those things. I actually check in on people. And she's like, I haven't even downloaded the app. I'm like, ugh, this is exactly why I don't do things for free, because they're not invested, right? A coach is invested in their health, in their results, right? That's why you should be offering the coaching opportunity to everybody, right? Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I send 50 coach invites a day. No, I might send 50 challenge group invites a day and maybe 10 coach invites because I'm looking for a specific woman. And I know that I get to choose whoever I want to work with. I don't want to work with poisonous people. I don't want to work with toxic people. I did that. I'm over it, right? Like I want to work with who I want to work with. But I am definitely not keeping the coaching opportunity. So once I get a yes, never before for me, you can do it how you want to do it. But once I get a yes, an email and flavors and a package, say, okay, last question, 2 options to sign up. One is as a customer, full retail. Any future purchases will be at full retail. Second, no different cost today, right? Both cost the same today. Coach, you get this, you get this, you get this, you get this. Which sounds best to you? Most people are going to take it because they see the 25% savings, right? Some people are like, oh, no, just customer. I'm like, great, right? It's their decision, though. I haven't pushed it on them. I didn't trick them. Like, how many people you talk to and they're like, oh, she signed me up as a coach. I had no idea. I'm like, you put your social security in and you didn't know, like, what's going on in the world, right? Like, okay, I'm not tricking anyone, but I'm not taking their discount option away from them, right? If they want to do it, and you never know. One of the top diamond leaders on my team right now has been a discount coach for 2 years, literally silent on my team. She signed up. Her best friend passed away of cancer. She was radio silent. All of a sudden, last year after we missed Elite, she messaged me and she's like, hey, how can I help you hit that goal? And I was like, you want to go diamond? Like, just joking, right? Like, this girl's been a discount coach for 2 years. Like, what are you talking about, right? She said, you want to go diamond? Not even shooting you. She went diamond 3 weeks ago because she's like, I want to help you. You're an elite coach. I want to do everything for you. And she's literally crushing it. Like, SC 15 plus every month, has like 20 coaches now for Emerald. I'm not even kidding. Like, out of the woodwork. And she's like, if you hadn't continued to show up, I wouldn't be here. So I don't discount coaches for sure. We call them coach of self on my team, right? But you never know what people are going to do. So even if someone comes to you or you offer them to join a boot camp, always give them the option to sign up as a coach. They choose what they want to do with it. But the difference is now that my team has adopted this idea of all roads lead to coaching, our team is literally exploding. So we ended the year a little bit shy of 350 coaches total on the team. Total, okay? My goal for 2020 was to double all of the things that I did in 2019. So I brought on this many coaches. I wanted to bring on this many coaches. I've helped this many people advance to Emerald. I helped this many success starters. I just wanted to double everything, right? So we ended the year at 350 coaches, roughly. You know, it depends on the minute who's putting in their cancellation, who's signing up, right? You never, that number is always changing. And I'm like, okay, 700, I think by the end of the year is a solid goal. It is May, 11th, and we're at 606 coaches because of the idea that all roads lead to coaching. And just simply, instead of like diamond, 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 we got it, diamond, right? Just go emerald again. Can you just go emerald again this month? And in 4 months, you'll be a diamond coach, right? Like there's no pressure. You can move as fast as you want. That's your decision. And I promise once you get rolling, once you adopt this idea of all roads lead to coaching, I'm happier because I'm a coach. I'm more fit because I'm a coach. I'm more patient because I'm a coach. I'm more organized because I'm a coach. XXXXX because I'm a coach. People are going to want to be a coach like you. Because why? Whatever you talk about, people want from you. So I had to adopt this first, bring it to my team, which is what I'm going to ask you to start doing. So in February, I decided I'm not talking about boot camps anymore. I advertise, I invite every day on my stories and every day in my posts. So I'm only going to invite to coaching. I know that I can still help people get started with fitness. Why? Because they're going to see me working out every single day. That's part of my job as a coach. So of course I'm going to show up with my workouts. People are still going to be interested in the fitness. I promise you're not going to go from signing people up for boot camps and then not signing anyone up because you're not talking about boot camps, right? And you can still sprinkle it in. That's totally fine. But I was like, okay, I'm only going to invite to coaching. And I made a graphic for March. Lauren and I did this together. You know, she was doing 31 for 31 and I was doing 36 for 36 because my birthday is in March. And I did not get 36 coaches. Spoiler alert, okay? I did not get 36 coaches. But I spent the entire month of February just showing that graphic, even if there was no new names on it. And it was so painful for me. I am a type 3. I'm like, there's no effing new names on here. Like, it's been 6 days and there's no new names, right? It was so painful for me. I even went into Canva and made a boot camp graphic. And I was like, no, don't do it. Don't put it up there. Just keep talking about coaching, right? I ended up signing 10 coaches in February. I'm like, hey, that's not bad, right? I shot for 36. I got 10. I'm going to call that a win. I ended up signing 10 in March. I ended up signing 16 coaches in the month of April, right? And guess what? I'm still hitting the huge Success Club numbers that I do with customers, but my coaches, I'm bringing on so many more coaches. And they're coming into the team and they're seeing that everyone is excited and getting shouted out all the time. We're huge in recognition in our team, right? They're seeing others going emerald again. And they're like, hey, what's this emerald thing? I'm like, it's you, someone in your house, and then somebody outside of your house. Just get them going, right? Like, it's 2 people. And then we do it again, and then we do it again, right? And then eventually, you'll be a diamond coach. And we're shooting for a diamond retreat right now, but we're doing it by going emerald again and again and again. And what I tell the team is that there is one single person left on the team that helped me get to diamond 5 years ago. One. So if you're thinking you can go emerald, and those 2 people, whether it's your mom and your husband, I mean, I'm hoping they'll stay on forever. You never know, right? But if it's not, like for me, I couldn't sign my husband up until a year and a half into my business. Maybe you don't have a husband to sign up, right? That's a thing too. You cannot just think that those 2 people are going to do this forever because it just doesn't work that way. We don't control what others do, but we're always in control of what we do. So if the people on your team aren't moving, are you moving? It always, always, always comes back to us because whatever we do, they'll follow, but they'll do a tiny percent of what we do. So if we ourselves aren't even going emerald again, you know, and as Trina says, 0 is never good. She'll never celebrate 0. Okay. You need to be helping at least 2 people get started as coaches on your team if you have plans to move forward in any type of way. Your moving forward doesn't have to look like mine or look like Lacey's or look like Lauren's, but you need to be moving forward. So emerald, if your business is like a car, going emerald is getting the keys, right? Diamond is actually getting those keys in the ignition, and Success Club is the gas that's going to keep you moving. But if you're getting to emerald and then, whew, made it, we're not going to be emerald very long, right? And it's sad. I wish that everyone signed up stayed forever. It just doesn't happen that way, right? And it's sad for them. It's not sad for us because they squandered the opportunity. We didn't. I talked about that today in my stories. The woman who signed me up, can you imagine if she was still a coach and was actually working her business? I mean, she fucking signed up Aladdin. That's me, diamond in the rough, okay? She messed that up big time, right? Big time, okay? Like someone said that to me, wow, a girl who signed you up must make so much money. I was like, nah, she quit like 2 years ago. She doesn't make shit. So anyways, right? I mean, she was never working her business anyway, so it's not like she would have been making any money, but you get it. I mean, you get it. You get how volume works and stuff. But if I hadn't kept going emerald again, I wouldn't even be a diamond coach right now. I mean, obviously I'm above a diamond, but you get what I'm saying. Okay. If I hadn't kept going, and today I'm all in my feels about the ripple effect because over 30 women on my team got on a Zoom this morning and did a watch party to watch me on the National Wake Up Call, right? And they're all tagging me and they're all like crying and I'm crying and I'm just like, this is why I said yes to this because this is what I envisioned. But if I had stopped at diamond or if I had let the first no to coaching or the first, I don't want a part of your pyramid scheme. Like, okay, it sucks for you. All right. If I had let any of that stop me, the women on my team now who are texting me on Thursdays with the crying emoji that they just got $500 deposited in their paycheck or that they made more this month than they did as a full-time worker working for State Farm or that they just left their job, right? Like all the things, like literally I have chills going through my body. Like all those things that wouldn't be happening. If Lauren hadn't said yes, none of you would be sitting here. And that's a pretty powerful thing. So you said yes, which means somebody else will say yes, but only if you're brave enough to keep asking and keep putting it out there. My coach, even though she ended up quitting, she asked me 5 times. I said yes on the 5th time. She is not a confident person, very insecure, one of those women that literally starts every sentence with, I'm sorry, like complete opposite of me. Like we did not jive, okay? But what if she had let that fear hold her back? I mean, people tell me I'm intimidating. I don't get it, but whatever, right? Like what if she had let me intimidate her and had not kept asking me? My whole life would be different. Like I can't even imagine. I don't even want to think about it, right? I can't imagine being at the bar right now because I would have been at the bar right now because my shift started at 5:45. But instead, I just had taco dinner with my family. I get to be on this call with you. After this, I have my team call, which over 50 women are now showing up to. I remember the days when it was just me. And I'd sit there. I'd give them 15 minutes, college rule. 15 minutes. And if no one shows up, you can leave class. And there's a lot of times it was just me, right? Or someone would jump on and see it was just me and then hang up. Whoops, okay, no, we're actually doing this. But if I had stopped, because again, one woman is left on my team that made me a diamond coach. One. And now she's a diamond coach. And now she has opportunity because she has 2 diamonds under her. She has opportunity to go 2-star. And she's at the top of my strong leg. So if she could just get her ass to work, she doesn't have to go back to work when her son comes in August. And that's pretty powerful. And again, no one is adding coaches to me. I'm like on an inside off on fucking desert island by myself, right? Like in 5 years, no one's added a coach to me. So I just had the idea that I could do something really powerful with this if I just kept going. And I've had my heart broken more times than I can count. I've missed more goals than I can count. Like how many fucking times have I said I'm going to be elite? I'm still not an elite coach. Like what's going on there, right? But I have the courage to keep talking about it and keep building that vision and that dream so that other women want to come along. So the power of the team is all of these things that I've just shared with you. The power of the team is what's going to take you from barely scraping by to living a life you can't even imagine, right? Customers aren't going to do that for you. And again, we love customers. We want to help them, but it's cool to help a woman lose 20 pounds. It's even cooler to help a woman lose 20 pounds and be able to pay her bills. That's pretty powerful. Like my stepson's lost 100 freaking pounds since July with Beachbody programs and Shakeology exclusively. Okay. That's powerful. But what gets me is my coaches saying that they just made more money than they did at a job that they had for 5 million years that they hated, right? And they love this. So tell more women why you love this. You said yes. You're taking an hour out of your Monday night to be here and listen to me. Why? Why is it important for you? Why do you want to grow yourself? Why does the team you join matter? Because it does. What can you share about all of these things that you're learning and doing and achieving so that other women want to do it too? But if we keep this gift to ourselves, we'll never realize the full potential. But if you keep going, despite who says no or who quits or who says they're going diamond and then says they need to back off, okay. Right? Like, we're not in control of what other people do, but we're always in control of 3 things: our attitude, our efforts, and I can't remember the third one, but we're in charge of those things, okay? So we can do anything if we have the support of a team. It doesn't feel good to do this alone. I'll tell you that. And if you do feel alone, you're doing it wrong. So how can you get more friends on the team? You can lean in, you can show up, and you can do the dang work. And invite women to do this with you. If you want to invite guys, I don't want to talk to guys, but if you want to invite guys, you do that. But who do you want to do this with? What kind of person are you looking for? Because again, the team is going to change your life. The team. And that's pretty powerful. Okay. I don't know how long you guys do these, but do you have questions?
That was awesome. Oh my gosh, so many things. First of all, like I'm seeing people on who are just on the call tonight and I'm like, okay, I know that this person struggled before they became a coach. Like that was their line that they drew in the sand. And like just seeing how many people have pushed through really hard things who probably wouldn't have if they hadn't joined the team. Like that doesn't happen for customers. And one of the really cool things about being a coach is that it's part of our job really to show people, like if you take on a true role as a coach, you take on the job of showing people how to make it work during every season of life. And I think that that is an incredible title, an incredible role that we get to show people. So, Danny, there's so many things. That was amazing. We would love to know, what are your questions for her? Clearly, Danny has a rocking team. She's crushing it. Their team's crushing it. More than almost doubled their team size just in 5 months this year.
Ask me anything. I'm literally an open book. What do you need to know?
What were some of the basics that you went back to for your week mentorship kind of group? You said you did 8 weeks and the first one was focused on just posting in the group daily. What were some of the other topics you covered?
We did, first week was post in your challenge group. Second week was post on your social media. Every post had to have a call to action about joining the team. Third week was you had to invite every single day in your stories to the team. And I believe the other ones were they had to make 100 connections in a week, like replying to stories. And then the other one was they had to add 100 new friends / followers in that week. We actually only did 7 weeks. We ended up by week 8, they wanted to do a diamond push. That was their idea. And then the last one was invites. So they had to invite 100 people that week. And they could break it up however they wanted. It was just by the end of 7 days, they had to invite 100 people.
Awesome. I feel like that's kind of where I need to go with mine. I'm also an E3 and don't attract other E3s. So I'm thinking maybe going back to the basics is a good plan.
I think I uploaded I have a Google Doc for it. I'm pretty sure I uploaded the Coach Prep School Google Doc in Diamond. So you should be able to find it in there.
I'll look for it.
And I just did like random lessons. I had everybody, what book did we read? We read a book. I'm sorry, literally my memory like gets erased like every day. Like it's really weird. I don't know. I had a baby and I literally can't remember anything. But we read a book and it wasn't like we didn't do a book club style. But it was just like, hey, if you want to participate in this, you need to have this book and then you need to join the business builder page. And then I would just randomly throw in lessons. Like I did a lot of lessons on volume and maximizing the comp plan. Again, taking it back to why they need to be emerald and then growing that emerald, because getting to emerald, you may or may not get a cycle, right? We want you to get cycles, especially those of you who are coming in, in a great spot and you have a ton of volume coming to you, right? So really focus on that. So I just did little lessons like that.
Looks like Ashley had a question. When you connect with people, how do you find the women you're wanting on your team? Instagram, Facebook?
I maximize both. I would say I do majority of my invites on Instagram. It's just easier because of stories. But I will randomly go through Facebook and just pick a letter and just start going down and inviting. I was a competitive cheerleader before I was a coach. So I have a huge network of cheerleaders. Those are typically who I, without sounding like a weirdo, target. But those are the women that I like to work with. They're outgoing. They know what hard work looks like. Most of them typically have a active social media. So those are the type of women that I typically look for. I'm sure Lauren looks for teachers, or like Jenna Yee, she signs up everyone who's a band director, right? So we all have that person that we want to work with. So mine is like cheerleaders, dancers. I go to a lot of NFL teams and I'll follow all the girls on those teams, right? Like those are the people that I'm looking for. Performers, like people who like being the center of attention, right? Because then I don't have to be like, you have to post on social media, right? Like, geez, like just do it, right? So typically I go to like blogger accounts, because they like the things that I like: makeup, hair, nails, clothes, like we like the same things. So I assume women following that blogger likes those same things. So I will go and follow people who are following those accounts. So that's typically how I do. So Facebook, I just do friends of friends, obviously, because they don't really have the same searching mechanism over on Facebook. So I just do friends of friends over on Facebook. But there's literally people everywhere. So people are like, how did you hit Success Club 50? I'm like, there's literally people everywhere. Like, they're not like, where are you guys? Like, no, they're literally everywhere. So just open. There's like 1 billion people a day use Instagram, I'm pretty sure. You can sign up 3 people this month. Like, come on.
Any other questions? Ashley wants to know, do you connect with people first before you send the invite?
So I don't like stress about that. Like if I go in to send them an invite because I see they're watching my stories or they've liked or commented on a post and I've never sent them a DM before, I just still go for it. Because I am following a lot of people and a lot of people are following me. So I'm not going to be able to get to everybody, before I send them an invite. But I figure if they are in my business, by watching me or liking my stuff or following my account, I'm going to invite them to my business. Because they're, Jenny Yee says it best, like, you're in my house. You're seeing my bedroom. You're seeing my kid. You're seeing my husband. You're seeing my bathroom. Like, you are literally in my house when you're watching me. So either join me or get out of my house. Yeah, I'm like, that's freaking gold. But yeah, I just figure if they're in my business, I'm going to invite them to my business. Worst they say is no, and they keep watching me, and then they'll join eventually, right? So I just don't really worry about that, because I think we can just get in our head too much about, oh, well, I've never talked to them, or, oh, when did they start following me? It hasn't been a long enough time. Like, I don't really care about that. Like, I'm just out there putting it out there. If they want to join, cool. If they don't, cool. Like, I'm not attached either way. So I do, make a point on my tracker. It says that I should be engaging with 15, 30, however many people a day, right? So I do make a point to do that. But if I somehow didn't get to them, but they're watching my story, I'm going to send them an invite.
I love what Lacey always says is someone stops by her house, she's going to offer them a beer or something in their fridge. Like, you have to treat this business the same way. If they're there, they're watching, they're there for a reason.
Sure.
Other questions? Wait time makes me extremely uncomfortable. I was a teacher and I still hate it. I'm like, it's been 5 seconds.
I know. Ask a question. I mean, unless I just covered it all and you're just ready to go out there and rock it.
Do you invite like that to challengers, or do you build relationships with coaches more?
What does that mean? Do I invite like that to challengers?
Sorry, I was trying to type fast because I didn't want you guys to give up on waiting. So you said like you don't, I'm sorry for the background noise. You said you don't give a rat's ass basically if you haven't talked to them, interacted with them, don't flag how long you've been following them, blah, 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 whatever. But you're looking for a specific type of person to work with as a coach compared to as just a customer. Right. So when you are trying to get someone to join you as a coach, obviously you're inviting to the team no matter what. But if someone just says no, then do you build more of a relationship with that person because you want them on your team? There's someone that you really want to work with, or do you just like keep using the same invite for them, or how do you differentiate? Maybe is what I should have said.
So typically if I there's this girl, she's like a pure cycle studio owner, or not owner, manager or whatever. And I think she would be incredible. Like, her energy is so contagious. She's so fun. And I told her all those things in an invite, and she liked my message, which makes my brain bleed. But I continue to still comment on her photos and in her stories and things like that, because I never want to put out the impression that like, okay, I invited you, you basically said F you by liking my message and not saying anything else, that now I'm done with you. Like, that's not cool, right? Like, so I'll continue to engage with her. If it's just a challenge group invite, and I don't mean to sound crass, but like if I'm not interested in them as a coach, like I will just keep following up, and if they have something on their stories and I reply to it, then I reply to it, right? Like I just can't like be that crazy about it, or I will get in my head and I'm like, I just can't do that. So I just am trying to just engage with people, connect with people, invite people. And sometimes it's like I've invited a few times and then I'll reply to a story, or sometimes I've replied to 100 stories and I'm like, I should really invite her. We've had a lot of back and forth kind of thing, right? So I'm not like super calculated. I could probably be more organized. I am not. But I just know that I'm connecting, I'm engaging, and I'm inviting, and that works for me. So, like in that instance, I still engage with her. And, other people, like sometimes if they open the door for me, then I'll be like, I would really love to chat with you more about coaching, right? Like, obviously I'm not going to send that same invite that I originally did. That would be fucking weird. So I wouldn't send that same invite again, but I'll probably throw it out there, maybe sometimes with like a winky face, like, yeah, I should be a coach, right? Or like whatever, like just keep it like light, right? I'm not gonna like freak out about it. So, but yeah, I definitely still keep engaging somebody, my Carly, one of my diamonds on my team now, she's my actual friend in real life. We've done NCA together for, almost 10 years. And it took her 4 years to join the team. And then on her GSR, she's like, I'm not going to post on social media. I'm like, what are we even doing here? Right. And now she's a diamond coach. So, right. You never really know what people are going to do. But I just kept showing up and, she would ask me questions here and there and then ghost me. And she wasn't someone that I was like pursuing every single month. Right. Like you kind of can feel out that relationship. Right. If somebody, we can just feel like, okay, should I give them a little space, right? But you want to make sure that you're still in that forefront of their mind because someone else will ask them. You just have to know. If you don't ask them, somebody else will ask them. And you don't want to be the reason that they sign up with someone else because you put the seed, you planted the seed, and then you never followed up with them. And then someone else was gung-ho and followed up with them. And then they say yes to them. So making sure that you're still following up, keeping that relationship going. So that when they do have questions or they are like, okay, give me info about this, right? Like I have a super cute lawyer. She's one of my customers and she took my poll 1 million times. And then like 5 months ago, she's like, I actually meant to take it this time. I'm like, well, thank God. Like how many times have we done this song and dance, right? And I'm like, wow. I'm like, are pigs flying today? What's going on, right? Like you just keep it fun. Like I don't want to make it a chore.
Oh my gosh, I have that happen all the time where I'm like, okay, clearly they've clicked my poll like 5 times and never respond. And so half the time now I just say, clumsy thumbsy, ? Like, just want to make sure, like, are you interested? No? Okay. Still
right.
good.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
I think
like, definitely still engage with them. Right. I don't want to like just disappear and be like, oh, you're dead to me. No. Still keep talking about.
I think Kim Fitzpatrick always was like, was that your cat or your dog maybe?
That's awesome.
Awesome. Let's do maybe 1 or 2 questions more if you have any, so we can get Danny on with her team call. Anything else? You can unmute and ask a question too.
Do you do free gifts or anything special when people join you? So for a long time, like all of last year, I would send out 10 sticks of Energize when people signed up with challenge packs. Probably a little bit my fault. I didn't do a great job of seeing who reordered to see really what my return on investment was. But since I do sign up so many people, I just found that most people never even thanked me for it. And then I had a couple people who literally returned their stuff like the next day after I had sent the Energize, right? And it just left a really bad taste in my mouth. So I typically don't do things for free. I mean, maybe if it's like a clutch situation and I need SC points in that moment, I might be like, next 3 people get free Energize from me or whatever. But I used to do that all the time. That was kind of like my thing. But I've just found that it doesn't really make or break how many people I'm signing up with. And, I'm spending all this money, the Energize, the package from Amazon, the shipping is, $4.30 or depending on where they live, sometimes more. So I felt like I was spending a lot of money. And again, I didn't track to see what the return on that, but those people that literally returned like the next day didn't even thank me for the Energize. It just left such a bad taste in my mouth. I'm like, I really don't want to do that. So if it's a situation where like a customer is like, oh, I really want to try that Energize, like I'll mail them a stick. I mean, that costs me, $2 to do that. But typically I don't do things for free anymore.
I think a really good thing to do is if you're wanting to give back to your team. So like celebrate your team for hitting milestones. And again, it's something that you can show on your social media that makes the team more valuable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I gift my coaches a lot of stuff. a lot of stuff. Like, we're growing at such a rapid pace, I might have to change up how I do things. Like, I'm literally going to go broke buying mugs and things like that. So I might have to change up my system. But for the longest time, I gifted a mug the first time they hit Success Club, a team water bottle the first time they hit Success Club 10. They got, they get an emerald tank, they get a diamond tank. I started doing success starter prizes because that's a big deal, right? People who hit success starters. So, and then I would do anyone who hit Success Club 10, I would find a prize for them and hit it, because back then barely anyone was hitting, like it was me and one other person maybe. So, but now we're like 10, 20 people are hitting Success Club 10. Like, I have to change my system a little bit. So things have gotten a little wild, which is good. I'm not complaining.
Awesome. Well, Danny, thank you so much for taking time out of your really busy day to hop on our team call and to share some more wisdom with us. So
yes,
if you guys have not watched the National Wake Up Call from this morning, go check it out. It's in our team page. Also on the Team Beachbody 411 page if you ever are not sure where that's at. So
okay.
hey, let's do a boomerang. I think we all thoroughly enjoyed the hugging boomerang to Lacey last week. We need to do a different one. So last week it was fun fact. Lacey does not like hugs. Fun fact about Danny, don't ever send her a thumbs up. Okay, let's look up here for her. Okay, never send her a thumbs up.
And you don't have to like my message.
We all give her a thumbs up on this boomerang. Danny's like, no, I'm never getting back on this call again. Don't do that. She's gonna kill me.
I have a new coach who sends me thumbs up after everything I send to her, and like I literally on Sunday I had it typed out that I was like, I can't take it anymore. It's been 2 months. I can't. But she's like this close to hitting success starters. I'm like, I'll just wait. I'll tell her after she locks in SC for the month.
Oh my gosh, you kill me.
I'm like, I don't want to start any fires right here. Can you just hit success star first? Oh my gosh.
All right, here we go. Boomerang of your choice. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Awesome. I don't see any thumbs ups there. I think we're good.
Thank you guys. Hope you have an amazing night. If you haven't already, go Emerald. If you have gone Emerald, then go Emerald again. You can do it, especially now. I mean, literally, if you're not using this time in Beachbody to your advantage, I don't know what you're doing. 166 new diamonds on the call today. I mean, y'all, the opportunity is yours for the taking.
Yep. Awesome.
Cool. You can get me a beer, 2021 Summit.
Corona.